Alright, so we're at Active Reconnaissance. So Active Reconnaissance requires you to make some kind of contact with your target. It can be a phone call, visit to the target company to gather some information, usually as part of the social engineering, or alternatively, you can be a direct connection to the target system by visiting their open port like SSH, and so we'll try to we'll try to do an active reconnaissance. We'll try to make the active reconnaissance appear as a regular client activity because we don't want to get caught, right? So consider web browsing. No one will suspect the browser connected to a target web server among hundreds of other legitimate users. Yeah. So we'll be covering ping, traceroute, and telnet. Check. Alright, here we go. Web browsers. So here we're using web browser as a reconnaissance tools. So we can go to Firefox. So it's using the developer tools, and there are also a few extensions that you can use. For example, Foxy Proxy, user agent switcher, which is basically masquerading the user agent that you're using. Wobbleizer kind of give you insight about the technology used on the visitor website, which comes in handy. So if we go to question, browse to the following website. So let's copy this link. Copy the link address, paste and go. Copy link address, paste. Interesting. Okay. Copy, paste and go. Can you hear me, Bob? We can click inspect to open the developer tools. And what we're doing, using the developer tools, figure out the total number of questions. What questions? I have no idea. Can you hear me, Bob? Sing-ack. Cheesecake is on sale. Okay. Yeah. I'm all done. Yeah, me too. Okay, goodbye. What is this? I have no idea. To ensure that you have open, but I'm sure it will come in handy later. Let me paste that. Why can't I copy? Okay. What? Alright, I have a copy, but we haven't answered the question yet. Locate the JavaScript, inspect the file, and figure out the total number of questions. We go to... I think there's inspector. Are there more? Storage. Nah. About application. No. Network. Jazz. Okay. Inspector. Debugger. Where can I find the JS tool? JS page. What's this? Oh, I think we found it. It's JS, right? So answer 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. What does that mean? I think that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 questions, right? There. Pin should remind you of the game ping pong. Okay. Starting machine. So, the primary purpose of pin is to check whether you can reach the remote system and that remote system can reach you back. So, checking the connectivity. Under the hood is using ICMP echo packet to send the packet to the remote system. And if it's online, it will and correctly routed and not blocked by any firewall. This is very important. It says twice at the bottom over here as well. The remote system should send back the ICMP echo reply. So here's an example of how to use it. Pin -c 10 means sending 10 packet to this IP address. The destination computer is not, so here are a few reasons that you don't get a pin reply. Well, it's unreachable. The destination computer is not responsive, possibly still booting up or turn off, or the OS has crashed. It's unplugged from the network. The firewall is blocking it. Your system is unplugged from the network. So either one of the reasons. I use pin a lot. You can pin your home lab to see if it's still up. You can pin your router to see if it's still working. So it's a very useful tool. Which option would you use? Question, which option would you use to set the size of data carried by the ICMP echo request? So it's -C. No. -C is set to send the packet number, I guess. Set the size of data. Okay. Didn't say it's in here. I don't see it mentioned that in here. Main pin. Okay. We have to look up ourselves. -A pin broadcast count D F flood F show help interval interface preload mark O the Q R S the number of data bytes. So yeah, -S I think. What is the size of the ICMP header in bytes? Is anything here? Can we search? No. Okay. Actually, let's try. Can I search in main page? Press /. That's what I did. then press enter. Okay. Okay, man pin, press slash, okay. Header. Followed by string. Arbitrary number of pad bytes. So it didn't say. Wait, how do I navigate? Do I push enter or do I press N? Okay. Header. And oh wait. The default is 56, which translates into 64 when combined with the 8 bytes of ICMP. So 8 bytes of header. Does MS Windows firewall block pin by default? Not sure. Did it say anything about here? MS Windows firewall blocks pin by default. Yeah. Deploy the virtual machine for the task and using issue command pin. How many pin replies did you get back? 10? I would say 10 because it sent 10 of them. But we can still do that in here, right? So paste, wait, no. Pin dash C 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 of them. Traceroute. So traceroute is a command that reveals the number of routers between two systems. It indicates the number of hops between your system and the target host. This is an example of how to use it. So it uses this header field called TTL, time to live. So time to live is not actually a time, but it's the numbers of how many hops that the packet can be passed through. For example, from your laptop to your router, that's one hop. From the router to another router, there's another one hop. And when a packet gets sent, you will set a time to live number. For example, in Windows is 128, and in Linux is 64. Meaning, the max number of hops it can be passed around is 128. In Linux, it's 64 hops. Traceroute, instead of setting the TTL to 64 or 182, it set it to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 incrementally, one by one. And every time the router sees this, the TTL is 0, it will send back an error message saying that it dropped the packet. So it's using this way to trick the system to a way to know the route that it go through. I hope that makes sense. So question: in traceroute A, what is the IP address of the last route before reaching the TryHackMe.com? Okay. Traceroute A in here. What is what? What is the IP address of the last hop before reaching? Okay, so that would be this one. Copy. No? Wait. What is the IP address for the last hop before? Oh wait. Yeah, so this is the. Oh, okay. Maybe this one? Yeah. In traceroute B, what is the IP address of the last hop before reaching TryHackMe? So that'll be the last one here. How many routers are between the two systems in traceroute B? So there's 26 of them. Start the attached virtual machine from task 3 if it is not already started. Traceroute this. Paste. How many routers are there between a top box and target virtual machine? So this is one. Oh. Yeah, just one. That makes sense. Because they are in the same subnet mask. So probably just one hop away from each other, which is the router. Virtual machine A, router, virtual machine B. There's only one hop between each other. Telnet. So telnet is a communication protocol similar to SSH in a way of, in a sense that they are both used for communication. But telnet uses telnet protocol for remote admin on port 23. The data will be sent in clear text, so you can imagine that it's not secure. A secure version, a secure alternative would be using SSH. This is an example of how to use it. Telnet is good when it comes to, you don't care if other people see your messages, right? It will be a good tool. For example, in the CTF, I use it sometimes. Yeah. So, question: open the terminal. Use the Telnet client to connect to VM on port 80. What is the name of the running server? Okay, so this is our target machine. We do telnet target machine on port 80. Do we need to specify the flag? Okay, we're good. Sent. And we want to know the name of the running server. So what do? I think we're connected. You need to input some value for the host. Okay, host. Oh, it's a bad request. I guess we have to send HTTP request, I guess. So if we do this, HTTP, wait, what's going on? Okay, status 200 successful. There's a HTTP page, I think. Directory. It shows all the directory. Function. Let's do it one more time. Wait. No, we have to connect to it. And we do get HTTP 1.1. Do we have to specify the host? Oh, okay, so this is a response, right? Apache is a running server. Here. What is the version of the running server? 2.461. Okay, netcat. So netcat is another communication protocol, but unlike telnet, which only support TCP, it also support UDP as well. This is an example of how to use netcat, which is similar to telnet. Netcat also allows you to set it up a listening port by using this flag. Okay, so question, start the VM, open a tab box. Want to use netcat to connect to the VM port. So we run netcat to the port. Okay, not netcat port 21. Wait, what happened? The server side will listen on port 1, 2, 3, 4. In our case, the listeners connect to it from the client side by executing the word. But how do we connect to? Wait, what? Connect to VM on port 21. Okay, can we give it a flag? Option LVMP. Dash LVMP. No. So we do uncat dash LVMP. Oh, wait, okay. So this is the port we want to listen to. So I'm listening on this port. But I want to connect to port 21 though. If you use telnet, we can do connection refused. So I guess it doesn't allow us to use telnet. It wants us to use netcat. But where can I connect to it though? Netcat, Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I did. Netcat. 21, right? Okay. Man. Allow broadcast. Do not attempt to understand. use UDP instead of TCP. So TCP is by default. Okay. Timeout. Okay. Next we issue it. What if we do this? Get HTTP 1.1. Bad request because we didn't give it a host name. Get HTTP 1.1 and host cat. Get HTTP. Wait, what? Wait, have the server name? 2.4? No. Is that it? For 0.61? No. Okay. Let's do it one more time. Okay. Okay, can we? Wait, what? Interesting. Is that server even up? Okay, the server's up. Traceroute. Okay. Let's do a verbose mode. Connection refused. Why? You want me to connect to port 21? Why? Maybe we have to set up a server, a listening port. Chicho. I don't know why. Get TP 1.1. Why? I don't know. Also, I'm using a verbose mode. Why is it not telling me anything? So when we listen on port 1, 2, 3, 4, we can achieve this by running this command. Okay. Has the IP address. The listening server has IP address of this. We can connect to it from this client side by executing that. Echo whatever you type on one side to the other side of TCP tunnel. Let's try that. Verbose mode. 3. Connection refused. Why? Port 21? No? Port 80? Succeeded. Okay. You allow me to connect to port 80. And when I do get, we are connected to port 80. Can we do this? What if we set up a new terminal, right? And we do uncat dash lbmp 1234. We're listening on this port. Our IP is this. We do netcat 66. No, I don't think it's gonna work. This doesn't even make sense. No, this doesn't even make sense. So can I get it's a bad request. Why? Send a request that the server could not understand. What couldn't you understand? What do you understand? What do you expect? Okay. Let me ask Gemini. Okay, yeah. Why is that not working? Run, type this exactly. Press enter twice. Still. Is that how you escape it? How do you escape in Linux? I can pipe it, okay. It's moved permanently. Okay. What if I do 21? Wait, am I don't want to nick@google.com. 10, 26, 169, 22, 480. Oh, okay. Telnet. How is this telnet? $21? No. It doesn't let me though. That's weird. I really have no idea. I'm pretty sure if I run numcat to this IP address 22 I port 21, I'm pretty sure this is how it should work. I don't know what is refusing my connection. I think there's something wrong with the server. So I don't know. So I did a little digging of what port 21 is doing. Turns out it's a FTP, right? And it said we can use this to check if the port 21 is open. So let's do that. Option ZV numcat ZV IP 179.22.21. Yeah, so it refused to connect. I think something wrong with that. Actually, if you run nmap to that IP address, port 21, what would happen? Okay, I know. See? It's not open. PC bind only 2280 and 111. Okay, let's try to connect to one of them. How about that? Port 111 succeeded. Doesn't help though. 22 doesn't help. 80. I mean, doesn't help. Get it. Host netcat. Okay, Doesn't work. I think it's on something wrong with TryHackMe, so I'm gonna pause here. Yeah, so that's the end. Alright, I hope you enjoy it. I'll come back some other time to see if that will work.